Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your, Warriors not willing to match Bulls' high asking price for knee. Of UIC, the Golden State Warriors have sent mixed signals to the NBA over the last few weeks, while players and coaches say the team will be making moves which serve the franchise in the long term. Franchise star Stephen Curry is also upset about being on a mediocre franchise. They have to make improvements without sacrificing the future. In a bid to do this, the team has made inquiries for 33-year-old Bulls center Nikola Vucevic. The Athletic is reporting that the Warriors have been quoted a steep asking price for the center. The Chicago Bulls' Nikola Vucevic is the stretch center most often floated externally, and internally they've discussed him and the dynamics at play, including his $21,400,000 contract for next season that could theoretically be rerouted in the summer if necessary. Vucevic will be in Chase Center on Thursday night with the Bulls in town. Chicago has been willing to discuss Vucevic, but the price tag has so far been deemed too steep. League sources said, which is typically the case until the deadline, is within about 72 hours. Vucevic is averaging 20.1 points and 10.3 rebounds, while shooting 41.2% from three on 4.6 attempts per game. He has become a legitimate stretch five who is still a very capable post player on both ends of the court. The Warriors have had a major hole at center this season, especially when it comes to spacing the floor. Kevin Looney and Tracy Jackson-Davis aren't shooting fives with no other solution on the bench. Outside rookie Quinten Post has been getting major reputational burn over recent games due to being a unique offensive option that the Warriors don't have on their roster. A realistic price for Vucevic are multiple second-round picks alongside matching contracts, but his incredible form this season will lead to the Bulls wanting a better return. There's little incentive to move him immediately, so if the price falls, it'll likely be a day or on the day of the trade deadline. We know teams like the Los Angeles Lakers are also keeping tabs on Vucevic, so it won't be an uncontested race for Golden State. Even a team like the Memphis Grizzlies could get involved, and a presence of so many teams could artificially increase Vucevic value given how cautious the Warriors have been in trade discussions recently. They likely won't rise to the Bulls' price even if a rival is close to snapping him up. This is despite the fact that an additional, like Vucevic on its own, could be enough to raise their level to at least secure a playoff spot. He fills a major hole in the middle while easing some of the greater offensive responsibilities Draymond Green has had to carry. With the lack of any real co-star for Stephen Curry, Vucevic might not be a superstar, but he is a highly productive big man who would add a dimension to the Warriors they need to be successful in the West, and one they haven't had in many years. Warriors set for major rotation booth with key update on young player. The Golden State Warriors will welcome the return of young guard Brandon "Pod" Meisk for Thursday night's matchup with the Chicago Bulls at Chase Center. Pod Meisk had missed the last 12 games due to an abdominal injury, but will now provide a major boost to a Warrior team looking to respond from Wednesday night's 123-117 loss to the Sacramento Kings. Golden State have been dealing with significant injury troubles over recent weeks, forcing head coach Steve Kerr into some surprising rotation decisions that included closing Wednesday's tight loss with rookie center Quinten Post and Saccone forward Gus Santos on the floor, something that was warranted by their play throughout the game but still indicative of Golden State's depleted rotation right now. Even with Podziemski's return, the Warriors still have a significant injury report leading into their first game against the Bulls this season. Forwards Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and Kyle Anderson all remain out, while Gary Payton, too, are both listed as probable, but Kevin Looney is not on the injury report despite sitting out the second half of Thursday's game due to illness. Pody's return could be even more important if Curry and/or Payton are ruled out from facing the Bulls, but it's not yet known what sort of minutes restriction the 21-year-old will be on after the first significant injury of his NBA career after being a hot topic in regard to trade conversations during the offseason. PY had a disappointing start to the season relative to his own and the team's lofty expectations. He's currently averaging 8 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists this season on 29.5% three-point shooting, all numbers that are down from a rookie season that earned him all-rookie first-team honors. However, Pote's numbers and efficiency were trending up prior to his injury, only making his recent absence all the more disappointing. The former 19th overall pick had made 48.3%, 14 of 29, of his three-point attempts in the previous 9 games prior to injury. His absence had gone slightly under the radar, given much of the attention was focused on fellow young players, Jonathan Kuminga, who had been averaging nearly 25 points, and with 8 rebounds prior to his severe ankle sprain, Warriors trade proposal lands Steph Curry's greatest pick-and-roll partner for Draymond Green. As the Golden State Warriors season continues to spiral, Bill Simmons of The Ringer proposed a mega trade that could give Stephen Curry his greatest pick-and-roll partner for his longtime teammate Draymond Green. Simmons pushed the idea of an all-in trade for Anthony Davis, who, along with LeBron James, is growing concerned with the Los Angeles Lakers' ability to significantly improve their roster. Golden State Warriors receive Anthony Davis. Los Angeles Lakers receive Draymond Green. Dennis Schroeder, Jonathan Kuminga, Tracy Jackson Davis, 2025 first-round pick, 2027 first-round pick, 2029 pick swap. It's a pretty good trade, Simmons said on his podcast. The Lakers are getting Draymond, Schroeder, Kuminga. They get to roll the dice on Jackson Davis. And if you're the Warriors, you still have enough left and you're going to build around Davis and Curry going down the stretch, and you could probably get creative with some other moves. It's kind of fun. In Simmons' trade scenario, the Warriors would still have Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Brandon Pote, Buddy Hyde, Kyle Anderson, and Kevin Looney as the supporting cast of the potential Curry-Davis tandem. That trade I laid out, if that actually happened, would be one of the most fun trade moments of the 21st century. There's so much going on in that trade in all different directions. Simmons said the Warriors were shut down during the last NBA trade deadline in their attempt to trade for James, so it's not out of the Warriors' character to swing big again and try to get James' front court partner instead. Davis is having an MVP-type season, averaging 25.7 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, 1.3 steal, and 2.2 blocks. He could easily become the best center Curry ever had in his career in Simmons' mind. Green would welcome a trade to the Lakers after all. Green has a house in Los Angeles. He spends his summer there. He and James are friends and both under the same agency, Clutch Sports. It was this connection that made Green the prime mover of the Warriors' LeBron pursuit last year. I think the only team that you could talk yourself into this being a realistic scenario is the Lakers, because Draymond gets to live in Los Angeles and play with LeBron. Simmons. Continue. Draymond might be like, this sounds great. I've always wanted to be on the Lakers. Let's do it. The treatment Klay Thompson received from the Warriors, which led him to leave the Warriors in the offseason, is a sign that the organization, beholden to their dynasty core, except for Curry, isn't ironclad, while Davis can make the Warriors an instant playoff contender. It's not making them a title favorite. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Anthony Davis? Leave your opinion in the comments.